Hey guys, welcome back to another lesson in my piano course for beginners level 2. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and if you like what you see, give this video a thumbs up. If you're interested in getting the accompanying method book for this course, there's going to be links for that below, and I also offer online piano lessons. If you're looking for one, there's going to be information below. In this lesson, we're going to learn a beautiful performance piece called Sakura, which is based on a traditional Japanese melody, and we're going to learn a new technical challenge in this piece, which is called two-part writing or voicing. The flowing melody of the right hand should remind you of cherry blossoms falling from the trees, being blown by the wind. The right hand has quite a few frequent octave jumps, so practicing these jumps is going to really help to transition smoothly between the positions. The pedal is going to be played after every 2 beats, so very, very quick pedaling. Let me demonstrate it first and then I'll talk you through the two-part writing. A beautiful melody, and there are lots of different arrangements of this everywhere in lots of piano books and online as well. Everybody enjoys playing this melody. As you could see in the left hand, there was something very interesting happening, this two-part writing, which you can see on the screen now in a little bit more detail. In the first bar, you see a semibreve or a whole note in the bottom and 2 minims or half notes pointing upwards. So how is that possible? Because if you add up those notes, it adds up to 8 beats, and we're only allowed to have 4 beats. So what this means is that the 2 melodies are going to go simultaneously, so it's almost like 2 hands are being played by 1 hand. So it's like 3 hands. The right hand is 1 hand and the left hand is playing 2 hands in itself. And the way we distinguish between these melodies is that the stems of the top melody have to always point upwards and the stems of the bottom melody have to point downwards. Now, of course, the semibreve doesn't have any stems, so we can't see the direction, but we can obviously count up the beats, and we see that we've got 4 beats in the lower part and 4 beats in the higher part. Now, it's very important to hold the bottom note while you play the top 2 notes. So here is A and here is E. We're going to play the 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I moved and played the 2 minims while I was holding down the semibreve. And this way, this is my bottom part and those 2 notes are my top part. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here's a 2-part warm-up that you can play before learning Sakura. As you can see on the screen now, we've got the same thing for left hand and right hand as well. So left hand starts number 2 on the E, 1 on the F, holding down the A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So practice holding down that pinky, but the important thing is to not put pressure on it. You don't have to hold it down with full force. Try to instead control it separately and just very gently holding it down. If you press too strongly, it's going to build up the tension at the side of the hand and also in the wrist. Right hand. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So holding down the A with the thumb is going to be easier because it's a dominant finger. Now let's have a look at Sakura. So the left hand is playing this pattern all the way through. So let's start with the left hand. Starts here at middle C, so A and E, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so on. And in the third line, when we get to the double bar line, we jump down an octave to A and E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, repeat, repeat, repeat. And in the final line, in bar 18, we jump back 1, 2, 3, 4, and finish on an A, which is tied for 4 bars, so 16 beats altogether. So very, very simple left hand. What makes the left hand complicated is holding down that pinky and the pedaling. I will show you the pedaling now because it makes more sense with the left hand, so I would practice it with the left hand before adding in the right hand. So as I said, you have to pedal after every 2 beats, but obviously not with the note, but after. So notes go down, pedal goes down, next note, up and down, up and down, up and down. 1, 2, 1, 2. Up and down, up and down. So always after the note, very quickly up and down every 2 beats. Right hand starts number 2 on the high A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. So once we get the legato, the slur, make sure you really lead the melody, deep key attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum, ba, ba, bum. And always rounding off the end of the phrase is getting a bit quieter. Lift, 3 on the E. Crossing over and round off. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. Lift. 3 on the E. Cross. Now come the chords. Middle C and A. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is just going up a step. 1 step up. 1, 2, 3. Loud. Quiet. Lift. 2 on the A. Lift. 3 on the E. Crossover. Chords. Up a step. Now jumping up number 2 to the A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. And slowing down, we have ritenuto, lifting up, and very slowly approaching the final note, which has a fermata, so we hold it much longer. So that's the right hand, and to make this melody very pretty, you have to really feel it, put lots of emotion into it, and in technical terms, that's going to be possible if you separate your phrases, do beautiful legatos, a bit of crescendo towards the middle of the phrase, rounding of the end of the phrase, and when you see those Fs and Ps, make sure the contrast is really big between loud and quiet. Hands together. Now being very careful that the A doesn't come up, you have to hold it down. Lift. Lift. Now see, the right hand is going to stay down, but the left hand lifts up. Lift. Lift. So some very difficult lifts here when one hand is holding and the other one is coming up. It's a coordination challenge, but we've had this in the past, so it should be fairly simple. Practice very slowly, paying attention to every little detail. This is not a quick piece. It says andante, so walking speed. Enjoy it, play it as much as you like, and feel free to jump up and down the octaves if you want to change it slightly to make it more to your own taste. You can't really go wrong because the melody is so simple and the chords just keep repeating. So wherever you play it, at the bottom, middle, or top of the piano, you will get a different sound, but essentially the same melody.